Dear students of secondary certificate, those who are studying geology in English, we are going to solve some questions on chapter 1, Geology and the Materials of the Earth. Let's take question number 1 here. True or false? Geology is a science of Earth and everything is in relation to Earth. Is it true or false? I think it's true. Okay. Question number 2. The word geology comes from the two words geo and logos. What does the word geo mean? Does it mean earth, gas, life, rock, or nature? I think it means earth. It means earth. So the answer is A. Let's go to the question number 3. Question number 3 here. Of the following branches of geology, which one studies fossils and how ancient organisms lived? Is it stratigraphy, mineralogy and crystallography, petrology, petroleum geology, paleontology, hydrogeology? Which branch of geology studies fossils and how ancient organisms lived? I think the answer is paleontology. So D is the answer. Okay? Let's go to question number 4. If we look at question number 4, which branch of geology studies the distribution of elements in Earth's crust? Is it geochemistry, geophysics, petroleum geology, physical geology, structural geology? What is the correct answer for this question? Which branch of geology studies the distribution of elements in Earth's crust? So the answer is A, geochemistry. A, geochemistry. Let's go to question number 5 here. Which of the following best defines geology? A, geology is a science that studies everything related to the surface of Earth. B, geology is a science that studies the minerals and the rocks around us. C, geology is a science that studies ancient organisms and how they lived. D, geology is a science that studies everything related to Earth, its components, its movements, its history, and its resources. And E, geology is a science that studies planets, stars, and their classifications. So what is the correct answer? The best which define geology. The correct answer is D. Geology is a science. Yeah. So no. The answer is D. Geology is a science that studies everything related to Earth, its components, its movements, its history, and its resources. Let's go to question number 6. Question number 6 here. Question number 6. Which of the following is studied and explained by geology? Which of the following is studied and explained by geology? A. The distribution of the mountains and valleys on Earth's surface. The chemical reactions related to photosynthesis. The motion of particles that make up matter. The formation of tornadoes. The flow of energy in a living ecosystem. So each one defines a specific science. But if we look at B, the chemical reaction, this is related to chemistry. The motion of particles, this is related to physics. Flow of energy, physics. Or in a living ecosystem, this is ecology. So the best choice or the best answer for this question is the distribution of mountains and valleys on Earth's surface. So, which of the following is studied and explained by geology? The distribution of mountains and valleys on Earth's surface. So the answer is A. The answer is A. Let's go to question number 7. Which branch of geology studies the rules and conditions that govern the formation of rock layers? Once more, the question number 7. Which branch of geology studies the rules and conditions that govern the formation of rock layers? Is it structural geology, hydrogeology, paleontology, geochemistry, or stratigraphy? So, what is the answer? Here, we're supposed to put line under rules, conditions, okay, and formation of rock. So, the best answer, we know that hydrology related to underground water. Paleontology related to fossils. Geochemistry, okay, related to the distribution of elements in Earth's crust. Stratigraphy, this related to the rules and conditions that govern the formation of rock. So the best answer for this is stratigraphy. So the answer is stratigraphy. So stratigraphy is a branch of geology, studies the rules and conditions that govern the formation of a rock. Let's go to question number 8. What is the difference between geophysics and physical geology? Okay, and physical geology. Let's read. A. Geophysics deals with the physical processes and physical properties of Earth, analyzing them through quantitative methods such as surface exploration, while physical geology deals with external and internal processes presently affecting Earth's crust. Okay. Number B. Physical geology deals with physical processes and physical properties of Earth and analyze them through quantitative methods such as surface exploration, while geophysics deals with external and internal processes presently affecting Earth's crust. Number C. Geophysics deals with the study of mechanical and geometrical properties of rocks, while physical geology is concerned with the physical properties of minerals and rocks. D. Physical geology deals with exploration and production of resources in Earth, while geophysics deals with the study of different geological structures and how they form. E. Geophysics deals with the chemical structure of minerals and rocks, while physical geology deals with underground aquifer supplied with rock. Let's analyze this question. What is the difference between geophysics and physical geology? Okay, let's take geophysics deal with physical processes and physical properties of Earth, analyzing them through quantitative methods such as surface exploration. That is right. This is right, geophysics. While physical geo deals with external and internal processes present affecting Earth's crust, that's right. So physical geology deals with external and internal processes, that's right. And geophysics using what quantitative methods such as surface exploration. So number A is the correct answer. So number A is the correct answer. Let's go to question number 9 here. Which branch of geology studies the physical and chemical properties of minerals? Physical here and chemical. Physical and chemical properties. Mineralogy and crystallography. Stratigraphy. What? Stratigraphy deals with the rules and conditions of how to form formation or structures, or the deposition of layers. Geochemistry is science studies the composition or the distribution of elements in Earth's crust. Hydrology studies the distribution of underground water. Geophysics is a quantitative method used in exploration of ores and minerals. So, the best choice here is a branch of geology studies physical and chemical properties of minerals. This is related to mineralogy. So the answer is mineralogy and crystallography. So A is the answer. Let's go to question number 10. Question number 10. Which branch of geology would be the most useful when building a large tunnel? So here we are dealing with a branch of geology that is most useful when building a large tunnel. Is it paleontology, engineering geology, geochemistry, petroleum geology, or physical geology? Large tunnel, building a large tunnel. So this branch of geology is engineering geology. So the answer is B. Engineering geology. Let's have some other questions here. Question number 1. Which of the following is correct order of Earth's internal structure from the innermost to outermost? Okay. We're supposed to understand that I have first one is the crust. Okay? After that, this is crust. After that, mantle. After that, outer core. After that, inner core. So if we take a look to the internal structure of the Earth, from outer to inner is Earth crust, then the mantle, then the outer core, then the inner core. Here, from the innermost to the outermost, so it will be the inner core, then the outer core, then the mantle, and then the crust. So what is the answer? Is it A, the inner core, the outer core, the mantle, the crust? Or B, inner core, outer core, crust, the mantle? Or the outer core, the inner core, the mantle, the crust? Or the crust, the mantle, the outer core, the inner core? Or E, the inner core, the lithosphere, the mantle, and the crust? From the inner, it will be, I think, the inner core, the outer core, the mantle, the crust. So the answer is A. So the answer here is A. Okay. Let's see question number 2. What is the chemical composition of the outer core? The chemical composition of the outer core. Okay. Is it iron, magnesium, and silicon oxide? Is it silica and aluminum? Is it silica and magnesium? Is it molten iron and nickel? Is it molten iron only? We know that the outer core of the Earth is composed of a molten iron and nickel. So the answer is D. So the answer is D. Let's take question number 3. Two physicists use seismic waves to determine the internal structure of Earth. What is the most common source of seismic waves? Is it volcanic eruptions, tsunamis, convection currents, earthquakes, landslides? Here, the question once more. Two physicists use seismic waves to determine the internal structure of Earth. What is the most common source of seismic waves? The most common source of seismic waves, I think, it is the earthquakes. So the answer will be D. So the answer will be D. So the answer will be D, earthquakes. Okay? Okay. Number 4. Question number 4. Which of the following resulted in the formation of the hydrosphere? We have a question about the formation of the hydrosphere. How the hydrosphere was formed. So, which of the following resulted in the formation of the hydrosphere? Is it the occurrence of high temperatures, the movement of tectonic plates, the movement of groundwater, the eruption of ancient volcanoes, the occurrence of earthquakes? We know that the formation of hydrosphere is through the eruption of ancient volcanoes. So the answer is D. The answer is D, the eruption of ancient volcanoes. Let's go to the next question. Question number 5. Which of the following types of rock makes up the oceanic crust? Here we are talking about the oceanic crust and types of rocks. We said that the Earth's crust is two types, oceanic crust and continental crust. We said the continental crust is granitic and it is composed of silica and aluminum. But the oceanic crust is basaltic and is composed of magnesium and silicon. So the answer is it seal? A and P is the same way or the same. It is repeated, seal. C, metamorphic. D, sedimentary. And E, sema. We are talking about oceanic crust, so it will be sema, silicon and magnesium. So the answer is E. Let's take question number 6. Question number 6, true or false? Of Earth's internal layers, the crust is the thinnest and the mantle is the thickest. We said the thickness of the mantle is 2,900 kilometers and the core is 3,486 kilometers. So the core is the thickest. But if we have the inner core and the outer core, now the thick layer in inner components of the Earth will be the mantle, and the thinnest is the crust, especially the oceanic crust. Let's see here. True or false? The Earth's internal layers, the crust is the thinnest, yes, and the mantle is the thickest. Yeah, because we have the outer core and the inner core. So the thickest is the mantle and the thinnest is the crust. So it is true. So the answer here is A, true. Let's go question number 7. Which layers of Earth form approximately 1/6 of Earth's volume? 1/6 of Earth's volume. We remember that mantle, the volume of mantle is 80% of the total volume of Earth. And the volume of the core is 1/6 of the volume of the Earth. Let's see. Which layers of Earth form approximately 1/6 of Earth's volume? The outer core and the crust? Okay. The inner core and the outer core? C, the crust and the mantle? D, the mantle and the inner core? E, the inner core and the crust. So the answer, as I said, the core. And the core is composed of the inner core and the outer core. Inner core and outer core is 1/6 of Earth's volume. So the answer will be the inner core and the outer core. So it will be B. P is the answer. Let's go to question number 8. Question number 8. Which of the following statements is correct about the continental crust and the oceanic crust? Here, the continental crust and the oceanic. We know that the continental crust is granitic and it is silicon and aluminum. The oceanic crust is basaltic and it is sema. It is composed of silica and magnesium. Okay, the oceanic crust is high density. The continental crust is low density. The oceanic crust, its thickness is from 8 to 12 kilometers, but the continental crust, its thickness up to 60 kilometers. Let's see the choices here. A is a basaltic layer of the crust, continental. Oh man, this is mareal because the basaltic layer is oceanic. So number A is not true. Number B, the granitic layer of the crust continental. Up till here is good. It refers as seema. No, it refers as sail. So B is not right. C, the granitic layer of the crust, oceanic crust. This is not true. So C is not true. D, the granitic layer of the crust, continental crust. True. It refers to sail. That's right. While the basaltic layer of the crust, oceanic crust, it refers to as seema. This is the answer, and E will be false if we read it. So the answer here is D. D is the answer. The granitic layer of the crust, continental crust, is referred to as seal, while the basaltic layer of the crust, oceanic crust, is referred to as seema. Question number 9. Which of the following correctly describes the lithosphere? I explained that the lithosphere is composed of the outer mantle or the upper mantle and the crust. This is a lithosphere. So let's read. Which of the following correct describes the lithosphere? The lithosphere includes the upper part, most of the mantle only. B, the lithosphere includes all the crust and also includes the upper part of the underlying mantle. C, the lithosphere includes all the crust and also includes all the underlying mantle. The lithosphere includes the crust only. And E, the lithosphere is the layer of the mantle that is hottest among all the layers. The correct answer will be, okay, the crust and the uppermost part of the mantle. So which one? The crust and also includes the uppermost part of the underlying mantle. So the answer will be B. B is the answer. So B will be the answer. B is the answer. So go to the next question. Next question is question number 10. Which of the following correctly describes the asthenosphere? We said the asthenosphere after the lithosphere, which is, okay, the fluid magma, okay, high viscosity, which behave as fluids. So the question, which of the following correctly describes a asthenosphere? Okay, a asthenosphere includes all the mantle? No, a asthenosphere is a part of the mantle and its thickness is 350 kilometers. B, the asthenosphere includes all the crust and also includes the uppermost part of the underlying mantle. This is not right. This is the lithosphere. C, the asthenosphere includes the crust only? No, this is the crust. The asthenosphere is cooler than the lithosphere? No, the asthenosphere is hotter than the lithosphere because if you go deeper in the earth, the temperature increases and the pressure as well. Number E, the asthenosphere is the upper part of Earth's mantle. The asthenosphere is the upper part of Earth's mantle, below the lithosphere, and it is partially molten. The asthenosphere is the upper layer of Earth's mantle, below the lithosphere, and is partially molten. This is the right answer. So the answer for this question is E. E, the asthenosphere is the upper layer of Earth's mantle, and below the lithosphere and is partially molten. Here about the geological structures and conformities. Question number 1, which geological structures represents a gap in the geological record or geologic record that is caused by erosion and non-deposition. So the layer of non-deposition and erosion, this is the layer of unconformity. So is it a fault? Is it an unconformity, a cross-bedding graded bedding a fault. So if we look here, graded bedding, cross bedding is a primary structure. Okay, primary structure. Fault and fold is a secondary structure. And unconformity is a gap in the geologic record that is caused by erosion and non-deposition. So the answer will be B, and unconformity. So B is the answer, and unconformity. Question number 2. Which of the following is a secondary geological structure? Okay, is it cross bedding, ripple marks, graded bedding, mud cracks, E, a fault? Okay, cross bedding, ripple marks, graded bedding, mud cracks, all are primary sedimentary structure or primary structures. But a fault is a secondary structure. Here's a question is, which of the following is a secondary geological structure? So the answer will be E, fault. E, fault. So fault, or a fault is geological or a secondary geological structure. Let's take question number 3 here. True or false? Primary geological structures develop at the time of rocks formation, whereas secondary geological structures develop after a rock's formation. Either right or wrong? Yeah, we know that the primary structure is during the formation of the rock, and the secondary is afterwards, after the formation. So the answer is true. So the answer is true. Question number 4. Question number 4. True or false? A disconformity and a nonconformity are both types of unconformities. True or false? We know that the types of unconformity is nonconformity between a metamorphic igneous with a sedimentary rock, or a disconformity is a layer of non-deposition or erosion surface, and the angular unconformity is between two formations. One of them is tilted, or both are tilted but in opposite directions. So here, a disconformity and a nonconformity are both types of unconformity. This is true. So the question number 5 here. Which of the following is used as evidence to identify an unconformity in the field? How to identify an unconformity in the field? The presence of the same fossil type on both sides of the surface of unconformity, the presence of fine-grained sandstone directly above the surface of unconformity, the presence of rounded conglomerates directly above the surface of unconformity, the presence of younger rocks directly below the surface of unconformity, the presence of cross-bedding sandstone directly below the surface of unconformity. Above the surface of unconformity, we're supposed to find conglomerate, rounded conglomerate. This is an indication, this is an index that there was a denudation. So the answer will be C, the presence of rounded conglomerates directly above the surface of unconformity. So this is the answer. The answer is C. The answer is C. Let's go to the question number 6. Variable marks are structures that form under the influence of climatic and environmental conditions. What are these types of structures called? So, variable marks are structures that form under the influence of climatic and environmental conditions. What are the types of structures? Is it unconformity structure? B. Tectonic geological structures. C. Primary tectonic structures. D. Secondary geological structures. E. Primary geological structures. I said the variable marks are structures formed by the influence of climatic and environmental conditions during the deposition layer. So it is primary geological structure. So the answer will be E. Okay. Let's go to the next question. Question number 7. Which of the following statements describes the difference between a disconformity and a nonconformity? Between a disconformity and a nonconformity. Okay, number 8. Disconformity exists between two parallel layers of sedimentary rocks, whereas a nonconformity exists between sedimentary rocks and igneous or metamorphic rocks. B. A nonconformity exists between two parallel layers, sedimentary rocks, whereas disconformity exists between sedimentary rocks and igneous or metamorphic rocks. C. Disconformity exists between two parallel layers of sedimentary rocks, whereas a nonconformity exists between layers of rocks that have opposing angles of depth. Question number D. A nonconformity exists between sedimentary rocks and igneous or metamorphic rocks, whereas a disconformity exists between layers of rocks that have opposing angles of depth. So the answer will be, we know that disconformity exists between two parallel layers of sedimentary rocks. This is right. And nonconformity exists between sedimentary rock and igneous or metamorphic rock. This is right. So the answer will be A. So the real answer for this question is A. A is the answer. Disconformity exists between two parallel layers of sedimentary rocks, whereas a nonconformity exists between sedimentary rocks and igneous or metamorphic rocks. Question number 8. Which of the following statements defines an unconformity? Which of the following statements defines as unconformity? Okay, A. An unconformity is a surface of non-deposition or erosion that represents a gap in the geological record. B. An unconformity is a force that causes relative displacement of rocks. C. An unconformity is a sequence of rocks that doesn't contain any fossils. D. An unconformity that is a horizontal expression of rocks layers that causes a bend in the rock strata. E. An unconformity is a sequence of rocks that doesn't exceed any gaps, or doesn't contain any gaps in the geological record. So what is the answer? We are looking for a definition of unconformity. Unconformity is a surface of non-deposition? Yes. Erosion? Yes. Represent a gap in the geological record? Yes. Unconformity. Unconformity is a force that causes relative displacement of rocks? No. This is something else, like fault or something. Unconformity is a sequence of rocks doesn't contain any fossils? No. Sometimes unconformity contain fossils. Unconformity is the horizontal compression of rocks? No. So the answer is A. An unconformity is the surface of non-deposition or erosion that represents a gap in the geological record. So the answer will be A. Let's go question number 9. Question number 9 is, which of the following statement about erosional surfaces is correct? Erosional surfaces means here unconformity. Okay. A nonconformity is an erosion surface that separates two non-parallel sediments. Is it right? Let's go to the next choice. Fold is an erosional surface that separates two non-parallel sedimentary rocks. C. A disconformity is an erosional surface that separates two non-parallel sedimentary rocks. Disconformity. A fault is an erosional surface that separates two non-parallel sedimentary layers. E. An angular unconformity is an erosional surface that separates two non-parallel sedimentary layers. So let's take one after one. Unconformity is an erosion surface that separates two non-parallel. Non-parallel. No, this is between igneous or sedimentary. So this is not right. A fault erosional surface, fault not ever separates two non-parallel sedimentary layers. This is not right. C. Disconformity is an erosional surface that separates two non-parallel sedimentary. Disconformity supposed to separate two parallel layers. D. A fault is erosional surface that separates two non-parallel sedimentary layers. Fault non-parallel sedimentary layers are not right. It is not related to non-conformity. E. An angular unconformity. Angular unconformity is erosional surface. Okay, separates two non-parallel sedimentary layers. That's right, because the angular unconformity, one type of rocks is tilted and the other is horizontal, so they are non-parallel. So the answer will be E. Okay, let's go question number 10. True or false? An unconformity is a type of primary geological structure. Is it true or false? I think it's false. It's false. So the answer for this is false. Let's have some question about false here. Question number 1. Which type of rock are faults found in? I think faults found in igneous rocks only. B. Only sedimentary rocks. C. Only metamorphic rocks. D. Only in sedimentary and igneous rocks. E. In all types of rocks. So the answer, faults are found in all types of rocks. So the answer will be E. E is the answer. Okay? E is the answer. The question number 2. Which structural element of a fold divides it into two? Okay, the fold crest. The fold crest is the upper part. The fold axis, the fold hinge, the fold limb, the axial plane. The answer is the axial plane is a structural element of a fold which divided into two similar parts. So the answer will be the axial plane. Let's go to the next question. Question number 3. Which of the following represents statements about fold is correct? About fold. Fold is a flexure that only occurs in sedimentary rocks and is often found as a single fold. B. A fold is a flexure. It can occur in any type of rock and is often found as a single fold. C. A fold is a flat bed that can occur in any type of rock. They are faults flexures that only occur in sedimentary rocks and is often found as several connected faults. Fault is a flexure that can occur in any type of rock and is often found as several connected faults. The answer is fault not found single. Not found single. It is unconnected faults. This is number one. And it is found in different types of rocks, maybe in sedimentary, in igneous, in metamorphic. So the answer here will be E. So the answer for this question is E. E. A fault is a flexure. It can occur in any type of rock and is often found as several connected faults. Okay. Question number 4. True or false? A fault is a tectonic geological structure. Either right or wrong? Yeah, this is a secondary geologic structure, so it is formed by tectonic. So it is true. So it is true. So it will be true. Okay. Question number 5. Which of the following is used to classify a fault? To classify a fault. To classify a fault, we suppose to look at the movement of the hanging wall and the depth direction of the fault plane. The movement is supposed to be vertical or horizontal. This is how to determine the type of rock. Here, the type of fault is related to the inclination or the direction of depth of the length of the fault. Let's see this question. Which of the following is used? Question number 5. Which of the following is used to classify a fault? The geological history of the rock before it was folded. B. The position of the fault structure elements. The position of the fault structure elements. The volume of rock that has been folded. This amount of fault that is exposed in the fault where an earth's surface the fault has formed. Which one is the correct answer? To classify a fault, we're supposed to know where are the position of the fault structure elements. So the answer will be because to classify a fault, as I said, we look at the structure elements of the fault and then we will classify it anticline fault or syncline fault. So the answer here will be B, the position of the fault structural elements. This is the answer. So the answer will be B, the position of the fault structural element. Question number 6 here. Which type of fault has all these rocks in the fault center? We said that this is anticline fault. This is layer number 1, and this is layer number 2 here. This is layer number 3 here. Okay. If we make an erode itself like this, we will find that 1, 2, 3 here, 2, 3. So the oldest in the middle in the anticline. Okay, but the syncline will be like this. Okay, like this. Is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. If we make a cut like this, it will be like this: 3, 2, 1, 2, 1. Here, 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 here. So the youngest in the middle, or in the center, in this and in the syncline fault. Okay. So let's see the question here. Which type of the fault has the oldest rock in the center? The oldest rock in the center, as I explained right now, this is the anticline fault. So syncline and anticline, both anticline, syncline, neither anticline nor syncline. It is the anticline fault. So the answer will be here, an anticline fault. Question number 7. Which type of fault has the youngest rock in the fault center? The youngest in the fault center will be, of course, the syncline, because we say it like this. Here, once more, we do here, syncline like this, This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, we make a cut here, 1, 2, 3. Cut it like this. So the idea will be 1 here, be 1, 2, 3. 2, 1. In the middle is layer number 3, the new or the youngest. So it will be what? Syncline. The answer will be syncline fault. Question number 8 here. If we have a syncline that consists of 2 layers. Syncline consists of 2 layers. Okay. 1, 2. Okay. What is the ratio between the number of fold axial plane and the number of fold axes? We said the axial plane or the axial plane in any fold is 1. The number of limbs is 2. And the number of axes is same like the number of layers. We have here the axial plane is 1. That's right. True or false? Rock layers in synclines are concave upwards. Syncline. Let's take syncline here. This is syncline. The last question, I'm sorry about the last question, question number 9 here. There's a mistake here. We said anticline like this. Okay? Here, this is anticline. This is 1, layer number 2, number 3. In the middle is the oldest. So the answer for question number 9 is it is concave upwards. Sorry, it is convex upwards. It is convex upwards. So the answer is they are convex upwards. This is the answer for question 9. Okay, so this is the answer for question 9. Okay, question number 10. Here, syncline. Syncline is like this. This is layer number 1, layer number 2, layer number 3. Okay. Rock layers in synclines are concave upwards. This is concave downwards. Concave upwards. Convex downwards. Convex downwards. But concave upwards. That's right. That's right. This is concave. This is concave in this direction and convex in this direction. but the syncline is like this. So it is convex downwards and concave upwards. Concave upwards, this is true. The answer is B. The answer is B. Chapter 1. Faults and joints. Okay. Question number: what is the name of the fractures that cut through rock masses and are accompanied by a relative movement, displacement? There is a displacement. What type? Is it joints, cross-bedding, faults, mud cracks? There is a displacement, so it will be faults. It will be what? Faults. So question number 2. What is the name of the rock mass found below the fault plane? Okay, let's take. This is a fault plane. The layers here, like this. This side is up or found above the fault plane. This is hanging wall. This is hanging wall. But this side is down the fault plane or below the fault plane. This is a foot wall. Okay, so the answer here, we said below. So below the fault plane is the foot wall. Where is the foot wall? The answer is D, foot wall. Question number 3. True or false? A joint is a fracture that has no observable displacement. Joint, we said fault with a displacement, fracture with a displacement, but joint is a fracture without a displacement. Has no observable displacement. So the answer is true. So the answer is true. Question number 4. True or false? Distance between joints is few centimeters. That's right. It is from few centimeters to 10 meters. The distance between joints. So the answer is true. A is true. Okay. True or false? Faults are considered to be good potential petroleum trap. This is right or wrong? This is right. Because when a consolidated bed or non-porous layer trap the reservoir layer of petrol, it will trap it. So it will be a potential petroleum trap. This is true. Okay. Question number 6. Joints can only occur in sedimentary rocks. This is right or wrong? No. I think joints occur in all types of rocks. So the answer is false. Okay, question number 7. How many walls does the strike slip fault? The strike slip, we determine the hanging wall and the foot wall according to the vertical displacement. I mean, here, this is a fault and this is a layer. Okay, Okay, like this. This is another layer. This layer moves downwards, and okay, and this layer is above the fault plane, so we call it hanging plane, but this is fault plane. We determine the hanging wall and the foot wall according to the position of the wall above the fault plane or below the fault plane. If it is above the fault plane, it will be a hanging wall. If it is below the faulting plane, it will be a fault wall. This is depending on the vertical movement. And here we have a strike-slip fault. Strike-slip fault, it doesn't have a vertical movement, so it has no walls. We said maybe two walls, but it's not a foot or hanging because it moves in both sides. Like this. This wall here. If you look here, this wall moves this way, and the other wall moves the other way, this way. But I can't say a hanging or a foot walls, because walls, we can say this is masses, rock masses. The rock mass move this direction and the other mass moves this direction. So it doesn't have any walls, it has rock masses. Okay? Question number 8, true or false? Ancient Egyptians used giants to help construct temples and tombs as well as make obelisks. That is true. They used giants to construct temples and to make obelisks as well. That's true. Question number 9. What is the difference? Okay, what is the difference between strike-slip fault and joints? Okay, both of them show strike-slip and joint show large horizontal displacement. Joints has no displacement, so A is not right. Strike-slip faults show no displacement. Strike-slip show displacement, but in two opposite directions. C, strike-slip faults show no displacement, where joints show large horizontal displacement. This is the same way. This is wrong. Strike-slip shows large horizontal displacement, yes, where joints has no displacement. This answer is right. Let's see E. Strike-slip faults show large vertical. No. Strike-slip has horizontal, so this is right. So the answer here is this is horizontal displacement with no displacement for joint. So the answer is T. Okay, the answer is T. Question number 10 here. True or false? The presence of a polished fault plane and fault pressure are features that can be used to help identify a fault location. Yeah, that's right. In a fault plane, we will find scratches, and these scratches determine the direction of movement, whether vertical, in reverse, and normal fault, or horizontally in strike-slip fault. So the answer here for this question is true. We will find a pressure and the fault plane is polished to identify a fault location. And now, dear everybody, uh, we had we have explained some questions and answered them. I wish you all the best, and in the next chapter we will have some other questions and the answer for them. Thank you so much. To the next session with geology with Mr. Sabit. Thank you very much. Thank you very